back
Now
to the
I'm
studio.
live.
I thought
There
I
I
saw
go.
something.
I'm live now. Okay. Let me get that down just to.
This one here needs to look at you.
Yeah.
You have to tell me I can't see nothing.
Okay. It go that direction towards you. There you go, right there.
Right there?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Sheila with Sheila's Creations, and we are going to be doing a couple little crafts today. It's been a while since I have been on the YouTube, so bear with me. Everything is still kind of new to me. So as you jump on, say hello. That way I know you're here. If you don't see that little light button over there, then you are definitely watching the replay. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do a couple of gingerbreads. We're going to be using this, which is the metal tins that you get from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of white paint on just to kind of help the brown paint to stick to it just a little bit. My husband's messing with the camera. If you see me kind of moving around a little bit, it's not it's not you doing. It's the phone. Hopefully you can see everything that I'm doing. Let me see if I can maybe bring everything just a little bit closer here. A little bit closer to what I'm doing. And go down. I am still okay. And I have a little bit of a lag going, so I've got to wait and see what's what here.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think we're going to leave it just like that. So what I'm going to do now is get me a brush over here, and we are just going to start painting this. Thanks, hon. Be careful. And I hope I don't, I hope I get the face put on here the way that it needs to go.
I just gave you a chat message.
Okay, yep. All right. Thank you, dear. I am good to go because I am live now and getting my chats. That's the one thing I'm kind of wonder about is am I getting out there and getting to where people can see me. So I'm just going to do a quick paint on this. And just white paint. It's the Waverly chalk paste that I'm using. It's the snow white that I'm using. I've got to get used. I keep wanting to look at the camera there, or my laptop, I guess. Get a little bit closer. And there's such a lag that I am just not used to that yet. So bear with me. Get this here painted. I'm not going to paint the outside. I may paint it at a later time, but for right now I'm not going to do any kind of painting of the outside. I'm just gonna get some of this extra paint that I have on here, get it off a little bit. I just wanted to give it a good coating of white. That way my brown will stick to it really well. So if you're just jumping on here, I am Sheila with Sheila's Creations and Crafts. And I am really new to the YouTube page. So it's kind of a learn as I go kind of thing. So just bear with me if you jump on. If there's questions that you need to know, ask. Just throw them and ask. I will answer. Need to get me a couple baby wipes out because I know I'm going to be needing them. I get kind of messy sometimes in my crafting. As you can see, no more than what I've painted. I've already got paint over my fingers here. Okay. So we're going to give this a quick dry. I apologize if it's really loud, so just hang in there for a few. Okay, let me get some of this wiped off on the back side because I keep putting my finger in it and getting paint all over me. All right, so we're going to just kind of set this off to the side, just kind of let that dry a little bit more, and I'll show you what we're going to work on next. We're going to do a couple, or one anyway, of the gingerbread ornament, and get this paint off my hand because I don't want to pick it up and get white paint where I don't want it to go. Make sure I've got it all off of here. Okay, so I've already done a little bit of prep work. I hate getting on and just doing a bunch of painting because people, you know, that's just not fun for people just to sit and watch somebody paint and paint and paint. We all know how to paint. These here are the plastic ornaments. They're rounded, but yet they have that flatter look to them. And they're clear. You can these were got from Hobby Lobby, and you take the tops off. Is all I'm going to do with that. I wanted to show you what they look like to begin with. Let me get this put back inside here. These are just really, really flimsy here. They're not hard to get in and out. They're just a little tricky to do. It's almost like you need two hands here. Okay, so they start out clear like this, and then I just give them a coat of the white paint. And again, I use the Waverly Snow White. I use a lot of this paint for just about everything that I use that's white. But I just give it a coat of the white, and then I went back, because if you can see on that, I don't know how well you can see this, but when you paint plastic, sometimes glass, whatever, you get like the paint brush strokes in it. I think you can see some of those lines are there. I don't want that. And to keep from having that happen, you can use like little sponges. And this is what I used. You just get you like a little dauber brush. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. They don't cost a whole lot. And then I use the Anita's acrylic paint, and it is the color of blush brown, and that's the color that I'm using. And you'll have to put probably a couple coats on of the paint, and I just poured it on here, and then I just did the dabbing method, stuck my finger in there, and I did all one side. I dried it really good, did the other side, and then I went back and did the first side again with the second coat, and then repeated that on the other side. So this one is ready to go, other than the topper. And I don't know if I'm going to leave that silver or if I want to paint that white. I don't know what I want to do with that yet. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. What do you think? Maybe white? I don't think I want the silver, because that's what it would look like with the silver. I don't know. I kind of think maybe the white would be good. So let's just kind of do a quick coverage of white on that so it can be drying while we are painting the face on the gingerbread man. So who all loves gingerbread? I love gingerbread. I started doing my kitchen in gingerbread a couple years ago, and I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm not going to decorate it this year like I did last year or the year before. It's still going to be gingerbread, but it's going to be kind of done just a little differently this year. I don't know exactly. I've got a few pieces in my kitchen now of what I'm going to do, but I don't know exactly how it's going to end up until I get done. So this here is just white, and I think I may just go ahead and put some cinnamon on that. I think that cinnamon would look kind of good on that. Let me see if I can find my cinnamon in here. If not, it should be in here anyway. There it is. It's just your cinnamon that you use in your kitchen. Let me get this here out so that I can have something to kind of sprinkle it on here. Get this off to the side. Okay. That is still, I'm going to put just another small coat on just so that the cinnamon can have something to attach itself to. If I don't like the look of it, then I'll grab another one and then deal with cleaning this one up a little bit later. But I think maybe I might like the cinnamon on there. Okay, now let's get this on there. So how's everybody doing today? Trying to get your Monday over with and kind of get into the hang of another work week. Just think that it's going to be a very short work week. Okay, so all I'm doing here, get this out of the way just in case you can't see. I'm just going to sprinkle this on all over here. And then I'm going to let that dry. And then I will put some Mod Podge across the top of that just to kind of help seal that in a little bit. Oh, missed a section there. Okay. Well, how do I keep missing that? Probably because I didn't get any paint on it. I guess that would be a good indication because I put it on there how many times now, and every time I shake it off, it just goes back white. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to lay this over here on my little paint tray. Just kind of let it sit there and dry, and I'll get this dumped back into my container here. That way I can get rid of this mess. Put that back in here so I can use it later. All right, I think we're going to be done with this here now. Just put back in. Okay, so let me bring this back over. We're just doing shifts of different things. Paint a little bit, put it aside. Paint something else and put it aside. That way it can have just a little bit of time of drying. I'm going to take a quick drink of my hot chocolate. I was really cold. I live in Indiana. It's 50-some degrees today, but it just has that kind of that dampness to it. So I thought, you know what, I think I'm just going to get me a little bit of hot chocolate and take it in with me when I do my live with you guys. Okay, and this is just a dauber. I like using these daubers whenever I'm painting certain surfaces because it just doesn't allow the paint stroke from the brush strokes, I guess, from your brush. Okay. Once we get this painted, then we'll just set it aside and just let it kind of dry. And I don't know, I may have to do 2 coats to it. I'll have to see. Right now it looks like probably 2 coats will have to go on it just to get it all nice and full. Sometimes I don't care about putting 2 coats depending on the kind of look that I'm wanting, but with this being a gingerbread, I definitely want a couple of coats on here. So how many people have started decorating for their Christmas yet? I've been putting a few things up here and there. It's not all the way up. I'm going to kind of cut back, I think, a little bit on my decorating this year. Not as much that I'm going to be putting up. Okay, I am going to switch to a brush here real quick just to get some good coverage with the brush, and then I'm just going to go back over with the daubing brush, because my dauber just doesn't want to get down into the little grooves here. And this will get it painted a lot quicker, and then I can go back over and do the daubing of it. And I'm not really doing a lot of strokes. I'm just basically trying to get it into those little curves on this. And again, these are those little tins that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And I don't know if they're still selling them or not. I keep hearing that Dollar Tree is going to do away with the tins. Although I have not seen these around for a while. But they still have tins. So I don't know if there's just certain ones that they're going to keep and just get rid of others, or just keep them until they're completely gone. I don't know what they're doing exactly. I know Dollar Tree has been doing a lot of different changes this past year of what they're bringing in and their prices and all that stuff. And I'm sure the ones of you that go to Dollar Tree, you've definitely seen the changes. So all I'm doing here, I don't know if you can see the brush strokes, but down around the bottom here is the brush strokes, and I'm just taking this and just kind of daubing over the tops of that just to get those brush strokes out from the edging of that. And it's touching it just enough to do that with. And I'm going to take my dryer to this real quick and get that dried up, and then I think I will do another coat on that, because it's not covered as well as what I want it to cover. It won't take long for this to dry. I apologize for the noise. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but just enough to where I can get another good coat on here. Okay, now we're just going to squirt some more into this. I need to go get me some more of this. I am almost out of it. Wish my hand was just a little bit wider. I've got some very small made hands. Just going to get in there and just do another quick daubing all the way around. It will cover up a lot. As you can see, kind of the white marbling that's in this section of it now. That's what I'm trying to to get covered up. I didn't want that in there. And I'm just going to kind of go back around the edges of it again. Okay. I think we're just about done here of the coverage that I'm wanting. A couple little white areas over here I want to get. By the time we get the face and stuff on here, it's all going to kind of blend together. And at some point, you kind of let up a little bit. Don't go down as hard on the thumping of it. And it'll help cover. I think I need some more though, because it does seem like it's this area over here just doesn't want to cover as well. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm not going to do a lot of heavy daubing. I'm just going to kind of hit it just enough to where it can take it on without leaving the round mark of it. And as you do this, you'll learn, you'll understand what it is that you need to do. Some areas may need to be hit a little harder than the others, and you'll be able to find your little right method of what needs to be done in what little area there. So I'm kind of taking the edge of my brush here, sponge, and just kind of tilting it just a little bit to where I can get down into each one of those little grooves and just kind of work my way all the way around with that. It's loaded pretty good with some of the paint. And you can use a darker brown if you want. Nutmeg color would be very pretty on this if you have a nutmeg. If you don't have brown at all, just make you some brown. Just mix you some other colors together. And if you have a cream color, or if you have a brown that's too dark and you don't want that color, take that dark brown and mix it with some white or some cream color. And just make it as light as what you want. Okay, so I think we're going to call that quits. Just throw that over there in the water. Let me get this off of my fingers here. As you're jumping on, jump on, say hello. Tell me where you're from. I love talking to new people. See where everybody is from. Meeting people from all over. Okay, let's get this puppy dried here just a bit. Then we're going to set it off and let it finish drying. It's still just a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side and let it finish kind of drying on its own. Okay, so now here, and I want to bring up my phone so I can find because there was a picture of a face that I wanted to do. Let me see if I can find that real quick here. I thought it was kind of cute with the way that the eyes were made on it. So give me just a second here and we'll see. It's probably way down on my feed now that I'm wanting to find it. I should have probably saved it over to my phone. No, I don't, that's not the one. Okay, let's go back here again. Let me just go back to my photos. Maybe I did save it and I just don't remember. I don't remember doing it. Nope. Da 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 da. Just what you wanted to do. Jump on and watch somebody scroll on their phone, right? I know just about what I want to do, but I think I'm wanting to. I was going to get a button for the nose, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and just do a paint on it. This painter on there instead of putting the. Okay, there. I think that's the one I was wanting. All right. Okay, so now we are going to get my black here, and we're going to make a kind of a teardrop look. If I can get one of my small brushes here. Nope. That might be good enough. Pour a little bit of this into my container here. I won't need a whole lot. So does everybody, do they have a certain theme that they decorate their house with? Are you traditional green and red, or do you have certain themes that you do? I used to put trees in just about every room of my house, but I kind of got away from that. My kids are all grown, and my grandkids are all teenagers now, high school, graduating, and I just don't have the traffic coming through of the small kids that I used to have, and so I don't decorate as all of my rooms like I used to. Just don't do it anymore. It takes a long time to decorate. I love the decorations and I love looking at them, but it just takes a little bit of time, and I think I'm just kind of getting at the age now where I can put up some white Christmas lights and I'm happy with it. I'm just happy with that part of it. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get my eyes shaped a little bit. Kind of a teardrop kind of look. Again, I'm all filled back in with the paint here. Okay, redo the corner of this here. Okay, it's like I get one eye exactly the way I want it. I can't seem to get the other, but I think I'm just going to kind of call that quits right there. Okay, now I need one that's very very thin. That one would have been good, and evidently I didn't get that one washed out very good because it's matted. I may have to throw that one away. I don't like doing that to my brushes. Okay, here's a tiny one. We're going to, let me get a little bit of red out here. And we're going to throw him a little red nose on. Sometimes I like putting buttons, things like that, just kind of give a three-dimensional, but we're not doing that this time. I think I'm just going to kind of do an oval shape here for his little nose. And it's not going to be centered right between, I don't think. I kind of did an offset of it, but I might, yeah, I think I'm going to bring it back over a little bit, just a little bit more. I thought I would like that little bit of that offset, but I don't think that I do. Trying to do all this without getting my hands in the wet paint here. There we go. I think that's good enough. Okay. Get that cleaned off of there and reuse this one. Because I need just a little bit of white so I can put in his eyes. And I'm not going to pour any out. I'm just going to put enough out onto the a little paint swatch there so that I can put some little eyes, the little white dots in his eyes. I do have, I should probably get that out. I never thought to do that. I'm just going to kind of put just a little tiny white line. I actually need a smaller brush than what I've got here, but I'm making do with it. Just a little bit of a white line down through on the side. And that wasn't completely dry there, I don't think, because I got a little bit of black in there. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that because I'm just gonna have to repaint that black because I don't like the way it looks. My paint wasn't completely dry. So let me fill that all back in again. If you make a mistake, no biggie. It can always be covered up. I'll just let that dry just a little bit more. And we'll go ahead and get his mouth painted here, I think. We're just going to kind of do a little wiggly. And every one of your gingerbreads, that ornaments that you do, they're all going to look just a little differently because there's no two gingerbread that looks alike. I'm going to put him some little cheeks in. I could do a little bit of, let's see if I can get a little bit of, no, not either. I was going to put some little cheeks on, but I don't think I'm going to. But we are going to put just a little tiny line there just to kind of look like he's got some cheeks. There. Now we're going to work on some eyelashes. Just a couple little eyelashes coming out the I need to, I think, go get me another very, very, very small brush. Because I don't think I have any more there that I could see anyway. So that's kind of what we have right there. We are just kind of getting his little face put together so he has a little bit of character. I keep saying he, but it's a she. Okay, now let me get that dried up a little bit so that I can put the little pupils in there. I like making the droopy eyes a bit more than I do the other kind of eyes. I guess probably I feel like I can do those just a little bit better. Get his eyes dried up here so that we can. I got that really thick through there. Let me see if I can rake that down just a bit so I don't have so much of an area that needs to be dried of thickness of the paint. Okay, now get this all cleaned up here. Okay, now we're going to go back and hit that white again, and we're going to do his little, start all over with his little eyes. I think that's why I messed up a little bit ago. Hang on here. I've got a hair hanging from my brush. There we go. I got it. I think that was probably the problem a little bit ago. Okay. Just a little line coming down through there. There you go. And there is the face. Turn around there for you to see. Now we're going to go ahead and put this little topper back on. I've got cinnamon falling off of it still. This isn't hard to do. It's just trying to get everything in the right spot here to get it evened up to get back down into that hole. There we go. I think I got it. So I had some more of the cinnamon fall off, but that's okay because it allows, you can see a little bit of the white shine through that, and that's perfectly fine with me. It stuck in a lot of the places, but it also allowed some of the white to kind of shine through that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to rip just a little piece of this material here. Make us a little bit of a tie, little ribbon to tie around him. I may have that too thick. I don't know. We'll see here though. And pull off all the little strings. Yeah, I think that's just a little bit too thick. I thought maybe it was. We're going to use this as the hanger to be able to hang him on your tree. And this material, it's just homespun material. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and it does have some of the strings hanging off of it, and that part doesn't bother me. I kind of like the look of that. Okay, there we go with that. And we could even tie one around. Let me see what that would look like. I don't know whether I would like that around there or not. We'll see what it looks like. I've got chicken bacon. I can smell it. No, I don't think I like that. We're just going to leave the little hanger. And you can cut these off shorter if you want, or you can leave them like that. I like them a little long. So there's the ornament that we're done with. So let me bring this back over and see if I can get some more drying done to it, because it's not completely dry yet. I think that might be good enough. And I think on this one I will put some little cheeks on him. I can find the pink that I want. Get just enough out to see. I think I've got a little sponge over here. We're going to see what we can do as soon as we get the eyes painted on him. And again, we're going to do see, I got the 2 holes for the hanger. Okay. I'm just going to do some teardrops. Let me see, turn that down this way. I think I can do it better. Let's see. Let me think here. Okay. These eyes are going to be a lot bigger. I've got some white coming through on my brush here, but that's okay. We can fill all that in. One eye down. One to go. Okay. See if I can get these even. I don't know if you can see everything that I'm doing here or not. I hope you can. If not, let me know. I got that kind of thick on that side. When the light hits it just right, I can see the thickness of a lot of the paint that I've left. pretty thick, which will take a lot longer for it to dry in those areas. So if I can take my brush and kind of fan that out just a little bit, it won't take as long to dry. Okay, I know I have got to have another little brush over here somewhere. Hang on, let me see. That one might do. I don't know. I think maybe for Christmas I need to ask for some very, very tiny brushes. Maybe this one. That one might work. It's a little bit more pointier. We'll see. We'll keep those two out and we'll see. Okay. So now we're going to work a little bit on the cheeks. Let's do a little bit of, I don't want them real dark. I want them just a little pink. Just enough to where you can say that they look a little rosy. Okay, now we're gonna let's see how this one does for his mouth, or his nose, I mean. So if I get him a little round nose going here. It needs to come out this way just a little bit more, maybe. I was going to do some stenciling today with some of my stencils, and I had these little dishes laying here, these little tin plates. I thought maybe I'll just do a gingerbread, and maybe tomorrow I might see if I can jump on here and do some sort of a Christmas stencil of some sort. I'll use magnolia stencils, and I'll have to go through some of my Christmas to see what I have. Could do a door hanger, a wooden door hanger maybe. I've got one, I think it has some trees on it. It says Merry Christmas, I believe. I've got so many stencils, I don't remember what all I have and what I don't have. Until I get in there and get to look and I think, oh, I forgot I had that one. Okay, so all I'm doing here is just trying to fan some of the thickness out that I've left with the brush, just so that it will dry a little bit nicer. Okay. Now, we're going to use this one here, the pointy one that I'm hoping will do good. And we're gonna put some cheeks on him, her. I should probably make a boy sometime. I always tend to make the little girls because I think they're so much prettier with the eyelashes. And then we're just going to kind of fan some eyelashes out here. Two, three, four, five. I always like to do things in odd numbers. Very seldom will I do thing in even. Okay, so that's what we have there so far, is that. Now I'm just going to kind of paint him a little wiggly mouth. I'm going to kind of start up into his cheek area here. And we're just going to kind of give him a little quirky smile. And put him some like little grin marks here. So there is the face of him. Her. I do that all the time, don't I? Him, her. Okay. Now, let me rinse that out because and I realized on the ornament there I didn't put the little icing zigzags around the edging of him, and he's got to have that. Hang on here. I've got glue pieces. Let me turn that off real quick. I've got the glue strings that was stretching out across to me because I was using my glue gun a little bit earlier. Okay, let me pour a little bit of white in here because we're going to need just a little bit. Get that cleaned off my finger. Okay, now I think I've got that cleaned off there enough. I don't want any. Nope, I don't either. There we go. Now I've got it all cleaned off there. Alright, now we're just going to dip into this white, and we are just going to kind of do the little ziggy zag all the way around his face here. His little icing marks. Okay, now we're going to go into his eyes. Make his little eyes come to life here. I don't care what you're painting that involve eyes. It's like it does not come to life until after you get the eyes finished, and then it all just kind of comes together, gives them that little bit of a personality. Okay, so all I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go right around the edge of this ornament. Try to stay kind of just above that little ridge area there. I kept looking at him thinking he was missing something, and then it hit me. I didn't put his little white around his face. we are just about done. Here we go. So there is the little gingerbread ornament. And we're gonna take the heat tool to this here real quick. Get that turned back on. Okay, I think that will be probably just about enough for the heat. The rest of it can kind of dry on its own. Now I do have, let's see, where did it go here? This twine. And I don't know if I want to keep, it came with this here. It has like a little plastic edging on it. I don't know if I want to keep that on there or not. I'm thinking about just tying a knot. I think I like the knot a little bit better than that. Makes it nice to get through the hole, but I just don't think that I want that on there. Let me see. Yeah, I think I like the knot a little bit better, so I'm going to cut that off of there. That little plastic piece. And you can hang this if a person doesn't want to hang. You can always just set it, lean it up against something on a shelf or a little tier in your kitchen, a little tier table that you may have, tier stand. Get that cut off of there. Okay. Now, there's the hanger of it. And then I think I'm going to get me another piece of this material. And we're just going to tie another little tie. That way you can have a couple little rag bows, like a shoestring. This one's going to be a little bit wider than the other, and that's okay. Two different sizes there. Take the string off. There'll be some left. And then all I'm going to do is just kind of, let me see here. Let me think what I want to do. I might make this one into like a little bow. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I think I just like it hanging down. Let me get this other one. Way it'd be a little bit of a thickness there to it. Let's get it pulled right down to match the other one up. Then we're going to do a little bit of trimming because I don't want him to hang too far down to where it takes away from his face. Oh, I didn't turn the notifications down on my phone. Okay, there we go. And I think we are calling these two gingerbreads finished. Let me see here. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I'm going to take just a little dollop of glue, just enough to where it can just kind of hold itself off to the side there. Bring this one. Put that a little bit more of an angle. And we're going to do just the tip end of this one. Just to where it's going to kind of cover just enough. Glue fixes everything. If I had a little piece of greenery, I would put some greenery up here, but I don't have any here at my table. I don't think I like that. Ouch. Yeah, I think I just want it to hang a little loose. There we go. Okay. We are going to call this done. I thank each and every one of you for jumping on. Again, I am Sheila with Sheila's Creations. And when you jump on and watch, just leave me a message. Tell me who you are. That way I can reach back out and say hello to you. So you guys all have a great Monday evening. Stay safe. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.